Hey guys, Missa Buller here, leader of Team Fit Hoots. And this week I wanted to focus our training question around how do I add people to my network? How do I build a network? How do I start a challenge without people buying a challenge pack? These are all really good questions. And these are all questions that I get from new coaches all the time. So it's taken me some time to streamline like a system that really has worked for me. But I've really been paying attention to some of the things that I've been doing every day. And it's going to be a no-brainer to you guys, but really it's the power of threes. So I go over this with every new coach, but quite honestly, a lot of coaches don't start implementing it. They just think, okay, well, this is just something, that she sends me because it's something she has to send me. I'm not really going to do it. I don't have to do this. Well, I mean, you don't have to do it, but the whole thing is if you don't do it, you're not really ensuring that anything is happening in your business other than you posting on Facebook a couple times a day about your workout or sharing, every once in a while a challenge post. Building the consistencies is really what is going to help. And that leads into connecting with your current audience and bringing new people to you. So I hope you guys don't mind. I have some notes here, and I really hope that you, get something from this because it helped me so much once I got it down on paper, like what I do, so I can explain it to you guys. So we always talk about having our 5 things, right? If you've been on trainings with me or you've been watching videos as a new coach, even in your welcome email, I talk about having those 5 things that really describe you, all right? So that's a foundational step that you learn in New Coach Basics, that you're told from your coach from day one. And those are the things that you want to be the underlying, your personality. That's who you want to show yourself. But there's also been, some things that happened in my life that made me reevaluate that. And, you want to have your core foundation and your 5 things that people can always expect to see that you'll post or talk about. But what is happening in the moment? What's happening right now in your life? So what does that look like? I know you're like, okay, explain, go further. So for my own personal, what's in the moment for me? So I've been going through a divorce that you guys you obviously have talked about on my page. I grew half of my business in a relationship married, and I'm entering another phase of my business not doing that and being in the dating scene and being in this whole new world. So that's something that's going on in the moment that wasn't one of my 5 things. What else is going on with me? I started dating, and I date a guy who's a huge Chicago Cubs fan. I'm not even from Chicago, but, I started watching this team and really like it. So that's something that's new in my life that I really love. Something else that's going on is whatever your new hobbies are that you pick up. We're always changing hobbies. We're always doing something new. One of my coaches just started the Couch to 5K. Another one of my coaches just recently picked up knitting or crocheting or something. So there's new hobbies that are always introduced in and out of our lives. So think about that. Something else that's going on with me that has helped me shape myself in the moment to people is the fact that I'm relocating. You might not be relocating, but I'm sure in your area there's pages that have specific groups. My area has yard sale groups and mom groups and Bible study groups just for our area. So I thought, well, if my area has this, I'm going to be relocating. I should probably start trying to find some things about the area I'm going to move to. So I added myself to groups like that. There's obviously the kids and the moms group. I call it the struggles groups. I'm a part of a few of these. Recently, I've joined some divorce groups that have helped me go through my situation. So ask yourself, what are you struggling with right now? I also am a part of a group of women who struggle with body dysmorphia. And also I'm part of groups that people who struggle with hypothyroidism and adrenal fatigue. And so it's not all health and fitness. I mean, a lot of it's emotional baggage kind of stuff, but I'm meeting people in these groups. So obviously personal development groups. And also I've joined a couple smashing your debt type of groups, like how to set good habits around attacking your debt. So there's groups on Facebook that you can be a part of. And I'm not just saying your 5 major things. Of course, your 5 major things are always going to be something that's your core, that you can really defy yourself with. But ask yourself what you're doing in the moment, and write a couple of those things down too and get in those groups. Okay, so once you get in these groups, what are you supposed to be doing? I know I get coaches who say, well, I add myself to groups, but I don't really connect with anybody. I kind of just watch and see what they say. Well, this is where there was a game changer for me, and it seems so stupid, but I just started posting stuff. I wanted people to start to see me as someone who, was uplifting or was funny or had some good content to share. So when I did post, more people were paying attention to when I posted. So in some of the divorce groups that I was in, I became known as the girl who posted the funny stuff. I'd always make a funny comment, and I'd post some picture that tons of people, even when you're going through something crappy like a divorce, the pictures were funny that I was posting. And I started attracting people that had the same type of personality and humor as me. And people would start posting below and commenting and liking on it. So that was what put me right into action. I started saying, well, man, I have these people liking my stuff. I'm going to start adding to my network. So this kind of goes full circle with the power of 3s. I always tell you guys to print out your power of 3s and make sure you're adding people every day and you're reaching out to people. Well, this is how I check off my power of 3s. When I add 3 people to my network for the day, usually I'm finding them in these groups. After I post a picture or a question or a great recipe, I go back to my post and I look for the people who are commenting and liking on it. I open up the post and I start messaging or friending the people who liked it. So the first 3 people, I may look at their profile, see if I can see anything, see if I relate to them in any way. And I personally pick 3 people who I relate to the most after kind of looking. So I might have more than 3 people that day. You don't want to go gung-ho and just like invite all 20 of them to your friends list that day. Break it down. Go back every day and add some more people. Post in these groups at least 3 times a week. Rotate what group you post in so you're not just bringing in the same kind of person. Like I'm in a Chicago Cubs group. If I go in there and post 3 times a week and go in there and just friend people that are Chicago Cubs fans, like that's all I'm going to have on my page, which is fine for like 1 week, but you don't want to do that for like 4 months and just bring all these, like you want different variety. So I hope that is coming across pretty clear. So the people who comment, I message. I count them as my message for the day. Sometimes I friend and comment the same person, so I count it as my adding to my network and my new contact for the day because I sent them a message. When I send them a message, I usually say, hey, can you see this? Or, hey, I'm a part of the same group as you on Facebook. I'm just trying to build a connection of like-minded people. I really appreciate you liking on my post and supporting it. And then maybe I'll ask them a question, depending on what type of group it is. If it's a baseball group or a dog group, I'll say, how old is your dog? Or are you ever going to plan on breeding? Or did you see the game last night? Or how about that home run or whatever it was that I'm referencing to? I always leave a question so I prompt them to respond back to me. I like to friend 5 people a day. I know the power of 3s has 3, but I really push my business and I have goals for myself, and I always want to help at least 5 people a month hit their health and fitness goals or start their health and fitness journey. So that's my goal. So by adding 5 people to my network a day, I just kind of speed up the process of growing the relationship. Because quite honestly, if you're not adding people to your network, the same people, your friends and family, are going to get tired of seeing your stuff and they're not going to even like it, or you might be feeling that already. So that's why it's important to add to your network. And you don't want to add a bunch of creepazoids. So that's why I say, ask yourself, what is going on in your life right now? Who do you want in your life? Who do you believe God is trying to align you with? You guys might see me post a lot of times, when I say my devotions and my prayers, I say, God, align me with the people who need me most, and vice versa. I don't want people in my life who are going to suck me dry and, just not take anything serious or not be serious about their journey. And I pray for that. And I pray that I come into someone's life who wants to be serious and wants this and needs this. So, you want to be bringing people in to your circle that are who you are, not just friending anybody. So that should alleviate some of your concerns about building your networks. I have coaches who say, I'm really nervous to build on my personal page. I want to make a like page. And I want you guys to be completely cognizant of the fact that if you have a like page, you're starting from the absolute bottom. Every single person you bring onto that page, you're going to have to build a relationship with. So you're pretty much going to be having to do what I'm telling you to do in these groups over on a like page. But it's a little bit tougher because Facebook doesn't show your like page to every single person. And if you're just trying to get your friends and family to like your like page, what's the point? Why not just share your stuff on your personal page, because your friends and family can see that? Your like page, because it has no popularity to it yet, is going to have a long, hard road to get to the news feed unless you want to invest and pay for ads. That is how I definitely recommend, if you're going to run a like page, be ready to invest at least $25 a month in ads and be running an ad to bring people to your page. Facebook marketing is different when you're running a like page versus when you're running your personal page. It's not just like you're opening a new page. So make sure you're kind of aware of that. And don't let yourself get too stressed out about adding people to your network that you think, you don't want them to see your stuff. You can set up privacy settings on your Facebook page where people still cannot access some of your files or your pictures if that's how you want it to be. Quite honestly, I have some things on my Facebook locked down going through my divorce and all of that, but it doesn't stunt my business. It doesn't stunt my business. I still add people from groups. But like I said, it's groups that I want to be a part of, so I'm not really nervous about adding those kind of people. When you're going into groups and posting pictures and going back and friending these people, you want to make sure you're keeping a list of the groups that you're doing this in. Now, as a new coach, you might only have a few groups that you're going into, so it's not as hard. With me, sometimes I have to write down like what days I post in what groups, so I know where I'm going the next day, or every other day that I check in. I need to go. I know where I'm going. I know which group I'm heading to. I know what post it was, and I find the post, and I make sure I'm looking to see the people who don't accept my friend request. If they don't accept my friend request, I delete it. So that's a good tip. That just goes to that you won't get blocked on Facebook because you're friending too many people. It's happened to me before. It's not a big deal. They just kind of block you from friending people for a few days, but it's not like it's going to shut your account down. But if you can avoid it, then I would. So I just go back and unfriend people. These same steps, which I just said, you want to do the same thing on your personal page and your like page. If you're putting a post up for the day, and it's just you sharing your Shakeology and you had like 3 of your friends like it, reach out to them and connect. Don't try to sell Shakeology. Just reach out and say, hey, I really appreciate you supporting me on my journey. It's been fun. And any support means the world to me. Boom. That's it. And I guarantee they're going to message you back and say, it's really encouraging to see you go. And then you can just open it up and say, well, thank you. Have you been working on your health or fitness, or how's your summer been going? You don't even have to go into it yet. I really connect with people in stages. When I friend people, I don't message them right away and invite them to my challenge group. I message them and connect with them and tell them why I'm a part of the group. And then I'm just trying to build my network of like-minded people. And, maybe I ask them a question. So if you're doing that on your like page or your personal page, do the same thing. Connect with the people who are showing up and engaging with you. So if your mom, even if it's your mom, practice. Message your mom and say, hey mom, thanks for liking my picture. It really means a lot that you're supporting me on this journey. That is good practice, guys. I know it sounds silly, but just do it. So then the next time when you have other friends liking on your stuff, you'll reach out to them and reconnect with them. So like I said, do the same thing on your like page. Thank them, ask them questions. Once you engage with them, Facebook actually can see the engagement that you have with people. So when you're liking on their stuff, when you're sending them messages, when they're responding to you, Facebook sees a relationship there. And it gauges how strong the relationship is. So if you are just adding people, never liking their stuff, never talking to them, your stuff is most likely not getting on their newsfeed at all. But if you're friending people and you're making it an effort to go and like check out and see what they're doing and like their pictures and like their stuff is going to continually show up on your newsfeed. And vice versa, your stuff's going to show up on their newsfeed. Because you're engaging with them, and most likely what happens is they start engaging back with you. And when they see personal messages back and forth, it builds the relationship, and Facebook puts more of your stuff on their timeline. So I know you guys think you might have 200, 300, 400 friends, and that every time you post, they're seeing your stuff, but they're not. You really have to work on engaging the people that are on your page, even if they are your friends. So when you're thinking about building a page from scratch, like a like page, these are all things to keep in mind when you are trying to catch attention of new people to your page. So you want to have a free tool that works best for you. And I tell all my new coaches to run a free group. So a free group can be anything from an event on Facebook, a 5-day clean eating group, a 10-day jumpstart group, a 30-day challenge, like squats or push-ups or whatever. But every new coach should really run a free group to get some excitement going. Normally, after you announce that you're a coach or share some of your own story on your wall, of course, friends and family are going to be curious. So offering them like a free 5-day water challenge, a free accountability group are all ways to rock it out. Now, having a free tool also leads me into email marketing. So you might see some coaches who put up a post and ask people to leave their email, so they can take some of their business off of Facebook and build an email marketing list. So they can start sending people newsletters and recipes, which is really smart. You don't want these people to just be on Facebook and then once you message them, they're gone. You want to have a way of getting back in contact with them. So asking people for their email really helps you build an email list. And when you're telling them you're going to give them something for free, usually they're more willing to give you their email. So when you offer to do a free group, I always say ask collecting their email address and putting it into a system like MailChimp or even Constant Contact. I use MailChimp. It's free, it's easy, and I actually send out, for my past free group last month, I did a 10-day jumpstart group, and I asked everybody to leave their email who was interested, and I actually plugged all their emails into a template, and all I did was copy paste. It didn't take me very long. Maybe like I sat down and put like 30, 45 minutes into it, and I end up sending out 40 emails and getting quite a good response back from people who are now customers of mine, because in my email, I gave them instructions on how to set up a free account, how to make me their coach, and that I was going to send them a free sample of Shakeology. So who doesn't want that? So you have to think about that, guys, when you are opening up a free group and you want them to make them your free coach. You want them to join in, and you want to offer them an incentive once they actually create an account with you. I always remind people I'm not going to spam them. I'm not going to sell their email address or anything. It's just for me. They'll only get stuff from me about health and fitness, and maybe sometimes about the Beachbody opportunity. But I really try to keep it at that. So once you create your template and you give them a call to action to get into your group, I had them, in the email, they had to hit, they were going to go. I put a link in there for them to join the group. You don't have to go this far with it. You can just have them say, click like or comment below, and you can message them on Facebook for your first event. I'm just talking, a little bit more of a different technique that I have tried. But once you open a free group, sometimes new coaches can really let it bog them down. Make sure you're only checking into that group at least 1 or 2 times a day. And don't let it suck up all of your time because it is a free group. So just make sure you're going in there, liking and commenting on people's stuff, responding to things, but don't let it drain you to the point where you really start questioning if you can do this. A free group is meant for you to get them started, really get them, try to get them engaged and be there to respond to them. But, if you're trying to build more of a relationship and they're working with you in a group, make sure you're private messaging them a few times throughout the group. But I say 2 times at least a day, you want to get into your group and be engaging with them and commenting and stuff on their stuff. You can also set up a chat with your free group. So every day you can send them a little message and let them know that you put the post up in there for the day. And you guys, it's just a Facebook group. It's nothing scary. You don't have to be nervous about it. You can pair up and run it with another coach. You can do it right on your wall. A 5-day water challenge is awesome and easy. You can post 5 days, every day for 5 days, something special about water, and tag your friends who wanted to be involved with it. Normally your first couple groups may only have 10, 15 people. Some might only have 2 or 3 people. Whatever it is, you can run it on your wall, you can run it on a Facebook group, you can run it in an event page. There's all types of ways to really utilize Facebook, but it comes down to the point of my call today, is growing your network. You have to keep growing your network every day, guys, and hopefully telling you how I do it, how I go into groups. Yes, I went through the steps of what I do once I get these people on my page. I engage with them. I post on my wall about a free group. I tell them, I leave a call to action. I tell them to like or comment or leave their email address. But the thing is, if I just keep posting that same stuff and I'm never adding anyone to my network, how do you think I would grow my business? I wouldn't. I have to have new faces on my wall every day, or I'm only going to be talking to the same people. And that means you're just going to be waiting around for the same people to come around. And those people might never come around. So are you really going to leave it up to fate? No, you have to get out there and you have to invite. You have to make friends. You have to meet people. So guys, that's all I got for the day. Live in the moment. Find your 5 things that are your core values, and then live in the moment and figure out what's going on with you right now, and connect with people just like that, and build your niche, and implement the free group to get things moving for you. The sooner you get started building relationships and building credibility, the quicker you're going to start helping people and changing lives. And in turn, that means you're going to be hitting Success Club, building a commission and an income, and building a team. It's the natural process. How quick that process moves is really on how quick you're willing to make new friends and get out of your comfort zone. Okay, so guys, thanks for hanging on and watching. Hopefully this week's topic of how to add to your network and rock free groups helps you. I'd love to hear your comments below. Thanks. Bye.